the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that? It is Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie. Welcome to the Tuesday podcast. Today, how deep did you go into a fake story? I mean, we've all told little white lies.
Oh, plenty of porkies.
The hard thing is sometimes it's really difficult to get out of them. Yeah. And the longer it goes, the harder it is. I mean, you get to a cut-off point where you go, I just can't reveal this anymore. I've known this person for too long.
You're going to have to change the way you live. And because you started the lie, you got to live with that lie and take it to the grave, man. You know what I mean?
Well, Tommy, how long can you say you're a lawyer at a swingers party before people realise that you're not?
Mm-hmm. You've lied about that for long enough. Not the swingers bit, just the lawyer bit.
Yeah, the lawyer bit, the billable hours sort of thing. They're working hard.
Especially after 6 minutes and you go, that'll cost you $350.
Oh, God, my pants have fallen off. Guilty.
You've lied about that as well. You never had them on.
Don't threaten me with your truncheon or your baton.
How deep did you go? That's in the podcast.
About 4
No,
inches.
that doesn't matter, Tom.
Understood.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's talk about pigeons.
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk about how to deter pigeons from landing on your roof, because this is the thing. We're having a problem with this at the moment. They're nesting on the roof, and we got solar panels, and they're actually nesting underneath the solar panels, breeding, having baby pigeons, and then there's more and more pigeons. So we had a guy come around. Can you tell me a way? Is there something to reflect the pigeons? Do you put a fake owl on your roof?
I mean, there are lots of different ways. I mean, people run wires. They use cable ties fits that stick up to deter them. But I think once they're in and they start breeding and they find a nice, comfortable, warm spot under your expensive solar panels, then they're not going anywhere.
How do you get rid of pigeons? I need your help. The thing that I need to talk about, though, because I brought this up with Mum. I said, Mum, we just got the pigeons frigging everywhere. Do you know what they do? They're on the side of the house as well. They'll all hang on the side of the house, and then they'll poo down the side of the house. If the wind picks up, that poo then hits your windows.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
A poo on a strong windy day is terrible.
Mum goes, I've got a story for you.
Well, here we go.
Have a listen to this, Ryan. So her next door neighbour had a pigeon problem as well. So they've got pigeon problem, right? There's a heap of pigeons on their roof as well. She goes on to Google. This is why I love the internet so much. How do I get rid of pigeons on my roof? There's someone on Reddit has written, what you do is you soak vodka into bird seeds.
Yeah.
Right? And then what they do, they eat the seeds, they basically get drunk and they pass out. Then you can then pick up the pigeons and move them on to somewhere else.
So you're just going to have pigeons rolling down the roof into the gutter, hammered.
So
absolutely sideways.
This woman, she a whole bottle of vodka into the bird seed. She fed it to the pigeons. The thing was, they didn't pass out. They were basically half tanked. They kept flying into her window, and there was poo. There was poo everywhere. Poo everywhere around the house.
Guys, don't drink and fly. We have said this over and over again. Get off the gas and put your wings away.
I do love the internet because it's like.
Do you know one of my favourites? This is terrible, but it's a guy in a paddock and he's talking. He's in the UK. He's very British, and he's there with his prize. What is it? A raven?
Yeah, it's like a very beautiful bird that he's loved for many years.
Yes, a 20-year-old bird. It actually has like a leather mask on Fitz.
Wow,
yeah,
similar to Tommy's.
Very similar to Tommy's. A nice leather brown. It looks like an expensive car seat.
It's a zip. Did it have a zip around the mouth?
There's a film crew, and he's showing the host of the show how beautiful his raven or hawk is, and it's a homing bird, so it always flies back. So he takes the mask off it, and it flies straight into a truck on the freeway that's going past, and a semi-trailer just cleans up the bird, and all you hear is this guy going, "Oh no, 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 no!"
We shouldn't laugh at it, should
There's feathers everywhere. There's another drunk pigeon flying past.
No one's rang. No one has rang.
Why don't you just put netting over the solar panels, mate?
Oh, yeah, I think...
Just put some netting over there.
I had a guy come around the other day who said, you're going to have to put like chicken wire underneath so they
Right.
can't get underneath the solar panels. So to the side of the solar panels, but it's quite expensive.
Yeah, and BJ's not going to let you use her vodka, so try the fishing wire.
Or I could go buy myself a bottle of Belvedere.
Oh!
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How deep did you go into your fake story? I love these. Did you, I don't know, did you... It might have been innocently as well that you've told a little white lie. Then next thing you know, 5 years down the track, that lie is still hanging around and you can't get rid of it and you're too deep. If this has happened to you, 13 24 10, this guy on the internet has written this story years ago. I went on a date with this girl who was obsessed with peanut butter. She kept pushing me to try her peanut butter smoothie.
Okay.
Even after I wasn't in the mood, I kept saying no to her, but she said, "You've got to try it. This is amazing." So I just blurted out, "I can't. I'm allergic."
Okay.
Big mistake. She was super concerned, asked a million questions and figured, whatever. And this is what I thought. I thought, whatever, I'd never see her again. So I just said I had an allergy. But then I started seeing her a little bit more and she introduced me to her friend group and they all knew about my allergy. At that point, correcting it felt too awkward. Fast forward 6 years, I'm still friends with these people and my allergy is a known fact. They warn restaurants for me.
Awesome.
They check ingredients. One of them even threw out a peanut butter cake someone brought to a party just to be safe, so I didn't have a reaction. The worst part about this whole thing, I love peanut butter. I eat it in secret. I have a stash at work. Once my best friend said, "Man, it must suck not knowing what a Reese's tastes like," and I just nodded with him. Now, my girlfriend, who also believes I'm allergic, wants us to move in together and she's super cautious about food. I'm terrified she's going to find out about my peanut butter stash and think that I've been lying to her, which I have been for years. I have no idea how to get out of this. Do I fake a miracle recovery, a medical misdiagnosis, or do I just keep the lie going
Can
forever?
we get him on the show to call his wife-to-be and just say, hey. But yeah, I know what he's saying. He's saying if I've lied about it for this long, she's going to then wonder, what else is he not telling me?
It's not that bad, is it?
Do you remember the movie maybe she's just not that into you? And there was an issue with the cigarettes. And one of the couples, or the couple, he keeps saying, I don't smoke anymore. I don't smoke anymore. Well, whose cigarettes are those? They're the builders. I don't smoke anymore. All of a sudden she finds him with his cigarettes. And that's kind of it. That's the sign, that's the signal that this relationship doesn't have the depth it requires to go any further.
But it is like you get to a point where you're in too deep as well. It's like when you've known someone for a while but you still can't remember their name and you just go to yourself, I can't ask anymore.
Yeah, like Tim.
It's embarrassing.
It's Tom.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Diana in Illinois Heights, welcome to the show. Your brother does this.
Yeah, it's actually my brother-in-law, and he has a photo of a family. He's not in the photo, but it's just a wife and a couple of kids, and he has it up on his workstation desk, and he just says that's his family, and they're away at the moment, and he just makes up stories.
Awesome. Diana, it's fun. That's good fun. He should put up another photo next to it and say, that's my other family. I've got another one, but I never tell anybody.
I mean, it's a bit of fun at the time, Diana, but it will catch up with him at some stage.
I know. Look, he's a very good talker, and he's able to talk his way out of anything. So he will make something up that will just be believable, and then off he'll go on his merry way.
I love it, Diana. Nikki, hello. What happened to you?
Oh, well, basically, when my son was little, we used to go up to Stockland when he was kind of learning to walk, and he took a shine to a lingerie shop in Stockland, and so he'd go in there all the time. Yeah. So I kind of got to know the lady quite well, to the point that she would buy me a little prezi at Christmas and write me a card.
Okay.
Now,
Wow.
my name's Nikki, but she used to call me Lisa all the time, and even in the Christmas card, it was like, Dear Lisa and Ollie,
Oh, no.
happy, Christmas. And I just got to the point where I thought I knew her so well, and she thought she knew me, and I just did not have the heart to tell her my name was Nikki.
Do you know what, Nikki? I had a maths tutor that did the same. My name's Michael. Mum's name is Christine. For some reason, she called me Chris, and she called me Chris for a good 9 months of the year.
Chris.
And I didn't say anything, Nikki.
Well, it's awkward, right? It's very awkward.
It had gone too far.
She's
But then you want that moment too, Nikki, where you're there with them socially and someone turns to you and says, "What do you think, Nikki?" And then the penny drops and she says, "Why didn't you tell me?"
Do you know what one of the footballers, he's a young guy, he dominates down at the footy club at the moment, and his grandmother, you know when you try to associate their name with a television character, or something?
So you remember it.
So I was like, oh, this one's an easy one. Charlene. It's Scott and Charlene. I just remember that from Neighbours. It's Kylie Minogue. So every time I see her, I think of Kylie Minogue and I go, it's Charlene. I've been calling her Charlene for 2 years. The other day, she's blown up at me, said, it's Cheryl, mate. It's Cheryl.
So close.
And I thought I was so good that every time I see her, I was like, Kylie Minogue. How are you, Charlene?
Hey.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Bit of a Jessie J update, do you, mate?
Yeah, I do. One artist that's, she's doing really well at the moment is that, she's just had a child, Jessie J, and she's back with her 6th album, I think, Whip.
Wow.
Do you know what came out the other day? Do you remember her first hit song, Price Tag? This one?
It was huge.
Massive.
Do you remember we went to LA? We were in LA and we caught up with her backstage. Had a great interview. And then she went out with Channing Tatum. And is she still with him?
That's right.
Did she have the baby with him?
She's got a new husband. Right. She's had a child now as well. But there was a performance the other day. She's got an amazing voice. But there was a performance that's has resurfaced on the internet of her singing Price Tag. Now, I don't know if when you get to a point of your hit song that you perform it so much that you want to add a little bit extra to it.
Okay. She overcooked it, has she?
When you don't really need to. This was on the BBC. I think she's over the song, but she added a few things to the song. Have a listen to this.
We don't need your money, money. We just want to make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Ain't about the cha-ching. Ain't about the bling. Wanna make the world dance. Forget about the break it down. Money.
Can we focus on a couple there? Do the one have you got the one at the start there, Jess?
Money.
I mean, no, she's. I mean, I don't know if she's playing a cartoon character there. And then this one at the end was a doozy.
It sounds like my AirPods running out of battery.
It does. It's like Mario needs some more mushrooms because he needs power.
I've got to plug that back in. So you're dropping out.
This led to me, like, when I watched that video, it then led to a contestant on one of the Got Talents on one country in Europe. So this girl gets up to sing Sia's Chandelier. Tough song to sing. Really, like, to get
Big
up that
song.
high.
Big song.
But she's decided, like Jessie J, to add a few... add a bit to it just to get it over the line with the judges. Have a listen to this.
Body girls, I can't feel nothing when we're alone. And push it down, low. I'm like one for a good time, good vibes. Looking out, ringing by the bell. I feel it loud.
1, 2, 3, here we go.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink.
It's a cat.
Driving back to life, let's go.
Not bad. Oh, and it cuts out there.
Oh,
But
my
she's- I
God.
think
Is she
she's-
through to the next round?
Or she fell off the chandelier, I think.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We've got a new record here in Australia. Ryan James, the fastest man to cross Australia, running from Perth to Sydney in just 35 days.
It's an effort that's almost superhuman. 90 marathons in 35 days. William Goodge might be British, but he's just endeared himself to hordes of Aussies for running across our country, smashing the 2-year-old record held by Chris Turnbull by 4 days, obliterating Nedd Brockmann by 11 days.
Jeez, you don't often hear obliterating Nedd Brockmann. I would have thought that word, obliterating, would be in the same sentence as Nedd Brockmann.
I love the name as well, the Gudge.
The Gudge.
The Gudge, William Gudge.
I drove past this guy on the weekend, Fitz. We were driving
You
along.
should have hit. Well, if he was going to beat Ned's, you should have hit him.
You know Brockman? You know Brockman, mate? You haven't got a Puma sponsorship?
Isn't it amazing, though, how certain people can captivate an audience like Nedd did? Because there's another guy. I mean, I've had... Since Nedd, there's other people doing these runs.
There were the two brothers, remember? The two blonde brothers, Fitz?
Yeah. There's another guy that's done an amazing one who's run all the way around Australia.
Oh, right.
Around the circumference of Australia. Like, I mean, that is an amazing...
And who's that guy?
Well, he's had a few complications. He's had to have a rest here and stuff like that. But because, I don't know, it's just somehow... You know, someone will go on a journey, and when you watched Nedd's emotion and the pain that he was in, it just captivated Australia.
I think the iconic mullet that Nedd has as well has become sort of the look and the image, the symbol for Nedd Brockmann. But the other thing was, too, the power of social media. Before he did his run, he was firing up the crowd. So there was a lot of people following Nedd before a lot of people knew about Nedd. But I think you're right. Then when you realised you could actually follow him in real time, and then there was updates on social media about how he's torn a tendon, he can't move his arms, he's hurting, he's broken, but still he gets his... add a bit of drama into it.
No one's heard about the Gudge. No one's heard about the Gudge, though. This is the thing.
I don't know the Gudgie will take off because the Gudgie's British. That's what upsets me a little bit. I don't know.
Should we call him the Pavilion? The Gudgie Pavilion. He's got to get his own pair of shoes, doesn't he? The Gudge.
Nike Gudge.
That's not bad. Adidas Gudge.
I mean, I haven't seen the footage. I didn't see it on the news last night. Did anyone see him arrive in Bondi? Was there a crowd? When Brockman arrived, there would have been 100,000 people.
Yeah, there was a decent crowd. Not as big as Nedd, of course.
Was, you were talking about the other guy that ran around Australia, Fitz. There was another guy who ran and arrived in Bondi, but there was just nobody there. But I reckon he'd spent 200 days thinking, when I get there, oh, my God. There'll be standing room only in Bondi. Hello? Guys are back. Guys.
Everyone's at Ravisi's half-tanked.
Apparently the Gudge,
Gudgie.
Very popular on Instagram.
Very popular. Oh, hang on.
How many followers?
Used to be a model, is that right, Ollie? And ran across the US, so he has a huge following. Gudgie, Gudgie, goo.
How many followers does the Gudge have?
I don't know. Huge following, according to Ollie. Don't have the number on the Gudge.
Well, there you go.
242,000.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay. Still no Brockman, mate. Still no Brockman. You'll never be a Brockman, mate. Get out of here.
What's he doing this morning? What's recovery? An ice bath, or do you go for a recovery run?
You go for a slow recovery run.
Stuff that. Or is he still at Ravisi's?
Well, he's at Ravisi's. I mean, he's in Bondi with every other pom.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We're on. Yeah. All right. It's time for
60-second starts.
Kate Ritchie's I'm Still Standing.
Now. How good is this? Shelby's representing Caringbah. Good morning, Shelbs.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, Shelby, you sound a little nervous this morning.
Yes, because now I'm going to be late to teaching.
Okay, where do you teach, Shelby?
Locally.
Locally is fine. All right.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Okay, Shelby, you're up against Johnny. He's representing Oran Park this morning. What do you think of the State of Origin team list, Johnny?
Big fan, but prefer Terrell May.
Interesting call.
Ooh,
I agree with you, I think, John.
Freddie Fittler's off him, mate. He's no chance of getting in, John.
John makes a good point. Makes a very valid point.
Well said. Shelby's going first. You get one wrong, power goes over to John. Whoever has the power at the end of 60 seconds, hungy into the skyrocket. Shelby, here we go. Your 60 seconds starts now. What colour would you associate with Woolworths, Shelby?
Green.
Yes. Which pop star played Glinda in Wicked?
Ariana Grande.
That is correct. Which major film festival is taking place this week?
No idea.
Cannes. Let's go over to Johnny. Johnny, what's the name of the expensive dolls currently viral on TikTok?
Oh, I've got no idea.
It's Labubu. Let's go back to Shelby. Who is the coach of the New South Wales Blues for Origin, Shelby?
Sorry, Father.
Oh, Laurie Daly's. John, over to you. Which band is behind the 2019 hit Memories and Payphone?
Maroon 5.
Yes. Whip revealed he's still taking what weight loss medication?
Pass.
Oh, it's Monjaro. Shelby, which car company makes the i30 and the Santa Fe?
Hyundai.
Yeah, Hyundai's correct. Lisa
Shelby,
Simpson.
you've got it.
Oh, shit.
Shelby. How's that a Shelby wins it on a car question?
The old Shelbyville.
Shelby Cobra. Congratulations, $100, all yours.
Yes, thank you. Fingers crossed for the 10 grand.
Get out of your
yes.
car and go to school. You've got kids waiting for you, Shelby.
Well done. And
I
Johnny.
appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
What are the chances?
Not going to believe it. Got a text message from Jess yesterday, and she said, meet me in Centennial Park behind the oak tree.
Okay.
Well, don't read that one out.
She didn't want anybody to hear what she was about to share with me, and it was extraordinary. And I said, Jess, you go that way, I'll go that way. Let's pretend we never met until 8:22 the following morning,
Yes,
which is now.
and we've reconvened at the appropriate time, which is amazing.
What is the story? Share it with everyone.
So we had our friends Lisa and Gavin come over last weekend. My little boy Harry is almost 2, so they brought him an early birthday present, which is a squishmallow. You guys know those very popular toys. It was a yellow donkey, very cuddly, looks beautiful in his cot. Anyway, we flip it over. The squishmallows apparently have names.
Mm-hmm.
We flip it over and look at the tag. The squishmallow's name, without them knowing, was called Gavin. That is one of the guys that has brought us this
the
toy.
father.
That is the father of the toy. Oh, what are the chances just yet?
What do you
because
mean?
something else
It's better
amazing
than
happened.
that.
We then read down to the Squishmallow's birthday, and it is Harry's exact birthday down to the year.
What?
What are the chances?
He must have customised the toy. He must
No,
have.
they didn't. They just saw it was a yellow donkey. They thought it looked nice, picked it up.
Yeah.
Same name, same birthday.
Oh my God, tell them what else you told me behind the tree.
Oh, I actually cannot repeat that on air.
bit.
Yes.
That is an extraordinary story.
I know.
Do you know what? When I gave Lisa for Mother's Day the Labubu doll, it comes with a little card in it and says what the name of the doll is. And the doll's name was Hee-Hee.
What's so...
What
are the chances of that?
Well, we play the hee-hee on the show a lot. And I thought, it's quite topical, isn't it?
The chances are high.
High? I mean, the chances are not that high, Jess.
13, 24, 10. Your chances of being a better story than that are quite high this morning. Cam in Kellyville, what have you got for us?
Yeah, hey, fellas. Many moons ago, when I was serving the Australian submarines in the Navy, and 12 of us went down to the Navy ski lodge at Mount Buller.
Oh, yeah.
And the second day, one of my mates bought a ticket in a raffle for a snowboard, and you had to be at the place called the A-Bomb halfway down the slope to win it.
Yeah.
So we go in, and then we're waiting around and playing some pool and having some beers. And these two kids came in, probably 10, 12 years of age, boys, and said, can we play pool? There's only one pool table, so we've shown them how to play. And I was standing there with a pool cue, and then I hear this, thanks for looking after my boys. And I turn around, there's this guy with really long, sort of shaggy hair and the most piercing blue eyes. It was Mel Gibson.
No way.
And anyway, so we said, not a problem. He said, where are you guys from? We said, the submarines. He said, you guys, blah, blah, this and that. And then he said, I'll buy you some beers. And so he's buying us some beers. And we said, so what are you doing here? And he said, he said, I just finished a movie. He said, it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
You should go and see it. And we said, what's it called? And he goes, Braveheart.
No way.
He still had the hair from it. And the funny thing was that there's been a rumour around the site that Mel Gibson was there, and he said, I'm trying to have a quiet holiday. Next thing you know, he brings in his wife, and he's got like 7 kids.
Yeah.
And he brings them in and then says, look, can I buy you lunch? So we were sitting there with him, and the funny thing was he was asking us about the submarines, and everything's classified, so we couldn't really tell him anything. And we're asking him questions about the movie. Of course, that was classified, so he couldn't really tell us anything.
Yeah.
But he bought us lunch, and then So anyway, we sort of said, oh, look, thanks very much, and we parted ways and left them there. And the funny part was that night we were at the A-bomb.
Yep.
And they were having pots and shots. So I'd go and get a tray
of course,
like
mate.
12.
Still drinking, yeah. Still going,
and they just said, here you go and take the tray. And I'll say, look, pay, and they'd wave me away. And this went on for a bit, and then eventually I turned around and said to the staff, sorry, what's going on? Why are you giving them to us? I thought it was promotion, but you're charging everyone else. And the girl burst out laughing, and the place was packed, like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, you don't think you look after Mel Gibson's kids and get away with it? And, of course, the place went deadly quiet because the rumour had been that he was there. And I said, what are you talking about? She said, oh, Mel Gibson told us, all you Submariners, while you're here, it's the whole drink tab's on him. Wow. And I turned around and we still had 10 days to go.
He didn't pay for the rest of the drinks, did he?
No.
For the rest.
And, of course, well, the funny part was you can just imagine we were like celebrities, so all the snow bunnies and...
here we go, Cam. Cam, but did you win the snowboard?
After that, no, he didn't.
Nah, that's all right.
Cam, do you have any idea what the tab was after 10 days that he picked up? Like, was it big?
Well, yeah, sort of 12 Submariners. We're pretty big drinkers.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, yeah, but she said, we said, no, we can't. She said, no. And I said, no, we're Submariners. We'll drink it, It'll cost him. He said... He told us that. He didn't care.
Jesus.
Cam,
it's like... Did he end up doing a movie where he's in a submarine or anything? I'm trying to work out how we tied into What Are the Chances. It's just a great celebrity story. There's not sort of What Are the Chances.
Cam worked on the submarines, mate. That's how it started.
Yes, I know that, but I'm thinking, I'm trying to find the What Are the Chances sort of link.
Cam, that is an amazing story. I would love... Mel Gibson would remember that story as well, because it's not like it's a... he sat down, had lunch with you, and for 10 days he picked up the bar tab. I love it.
Tommy, has he done
so lovely.
Submarine movie or anything for Mel Gibson?
No, not at this stage, but any day now, I think.
Yeah, did he do any, they will never take our freedom?
Well, he did say, you can pop the 8-ball, but you won't take my freedom.
Sort of what I just did.
Sorry, Cam. That is going to be hard to beat. Can I give you one?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I found this on the internet. This is an unbelievable story. This is an old interview where a lady went into a nursing home and was just speaking to the old people that are in there. And have a listen to this story from this old lady.
What's something in your life you still can't believe happened?
The airplane crash.
Say more. You were in a crash?
No. I fell in love with a man and couldn't have him because I was married. 3 years later, I got a telephone call. This is Cabin Airlines. Your husband just died in a crash. And so I was able to marry my beloved 3 months later.
Oh, my goodness. What's something in your life?
What are the chances?
So... she fell in love with somebody else but couldn't be with that person because she was married. Did the right thing. Then she gets a phone call saying that her husband had died in an airplane crash. She married the love of her life 3 months later.
Extraordinary.
Is that not fate?
That is fate, and weird that you were able to recover from your husband's death so quickly. 3 months later was the best day of your entire life.
Victoria's given us a call from Bella Vista. What are the chances, Vic?
Hi. Well, my 2 boys were born 2 years, 2 months, 2 days, and 2 hours apart.
Wow.
Okay. What are the chances?
There's a lot of twos. Only 2 boys, Vic. There's so many twos in that you couldn't go for 3, could you?
No, not really.
Vic, have you used the power of that number 2 when you're placing a bet, or is it your lucky number?
Yeah, actually I do.
Yeah, you got to do it. I dare say that Victoria's PIN number would be 2222.
Well, it has got a 2 in it.
Well done. No, don't share any more, Vic.
Let's go to Monica in Lidcombe. What are the chances, Monica?
Hi. Well, I was under a midwife care at a public hospital.
Yep.
And there was a patient with the exact same name. What ended up happening, I went in for my checkup, and I was only 6 months pregnant. The lady that she thought she was checking was close to delivering.
Yeah.
So when I walked in and she had a look at me, she said, "Oh, you're measuring actually really small compared to the last time." And she kept getting a tape out. She goes, "Oh, your bundle height was this last time. You've really shrunk. You know, there seems to be an issue."
Oh,
And it just turned out they had the wrong patient file.
Oh, my God, how scary.
What are the chances?
Imagine if they put you in there going, we're going to have to try to get this baby out. I'm sorry, but you're due.
Oh, yeah. Or both babies are born and then they end up with the wrong mother. That can happen. Well, what are the chances?
That
Pretty
hardly
slim.
ever happens.
That happens a lot, like
it
3 times a day.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
A couple of tech things I want to bring up. New smartwatch hitting the market. Huawei. Is that how I say it?
Oh, yeah, the old Huawei. Are they still making the phones as well, Huawei?
I think they...
I think it's Huawei, isn't it?
Oh, it is Huawei.
Yeah.
Why would you put an H
I was
there?
asking, how are we? Are we all right?
We're
Oh, it's just... that's what I was asking.
Oh, I'm a Huawei. Their watch, apparently it can give you a 60-second health check, giving you 10 important health signs.
Well, it can't take your blood pressure, can it?
Respiratory health, sleep, breathing disturbances, atrial stiffness. The list goes on.
Technology's amazing.
Asking you to take a minute-long daily health glance through your Huawei. Through your what? What have you got on your wrist, Ash? What are you wearing? You've got one of those...
I wear a Garmin.
Yep.
I don't have it on today, but I also wear a Whoop.
A Whoop?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I double it up.
Right, okay.
Garmin's the original heart rate monitor. One of my old footy coaches, Neil Craig, was actually one of the originals to go into that. He developed the original heart rate watch.
Wow.
Really?
Made a bit of coin from it.
I was going to say, he'd be flying.
Can I tell you a story? I don't know if he was involved with this, but the guys who did that, right? They thought that, because what they do, and you would know this, Ash, with your heart rate, you get up to maximum heart rate, you work at 80%, blah, blah, blah. They work that out early. So they decided to do it on a racehorse.
Oh, that's right.
Did you hear about this?
Yes.
So they put the heart rate monitor, they knew what the maximum heart rate for the horse was, so they could train the horse at 80% heart rate and get it to a certain fitness, and then they would know that the horse was that fit into a certain race that they could then put their money on that race, and they knew that the horse was going to do quite well.
What happened, Ryan?
Well, the horse started winning races, but then I think unfortunately they trained the horse too hard, and unfortunately the horse didn't make it
is
through.
no more.
So that was the last time they put a heart rate monitor on a horse.
Yeah, it's a good idea, made for humans. What's the other thing on your wrist, Ash? What's the other one?
So apart from the Garmin, I also wear a Whoop.
And what does the Whoop give you?
So it just gives a bit more detail, like your fatigue and heart rate variability. So when I was training for a race, it meant my coach could look at my data in a bit more detail.
Husband?
My husband, and know when he needed to dial things back a bit or ramp them up.
He could coach you through the readings of your wrist.
Correct. There was a day where after work he called me and said, "You're not training today. Your stats aren't looking good." And the next day I was literally bedbound with the flu. He can see.
I love that. Here's what I need in a watch. I'd buy a watch that could, if I'm having dinner, it could beep and go slow down.
Yeah.
Like rapid consumption. Meep, 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 meep. Fatty's eating. Or a chew reminder. You know how they say you're meant to chew your mouth full of food 16 times? I'm an absolute hoover. Yeah. I would need something that went slow down, chew too fast.
You also need a watch with the letters ROLEX on it as well.
Doesn't matter if it's a Rolex. Doesn't matter where it's from, mate. I'm not a brand guy.
You may hear during the show sometimes Whipper turning his watch on air.
That's when I'm bored.
It gets very annoying for the rest of the team. There it is.
Hate that sound. Awful
It's
sound.
just awful.
What are you talking about?
Awful. How deep can you dive into the ocean with that one?
Well, it's the Submariner. So if you're looking for me, I'll be down about 100 metres off Bondi this afternoon.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.